So for this project, I'm starting with an 8-inch diameter circle that I cut out to set up my glass on before I put it in the mold. All the glass I'm using for this project is glass I've picked up at garage sales and thrift stores, broken up and tumbled in my tumbler, except for the stems. The stems that I'm using for this are either made out of stained glass or Vitrigraph glass. The stained glass I cut up myself and I tumble it in my MJR tumbler, and I'm finding now that about 8 hours is good. Some people will only do it for an hour, but I don't feel like it takes those sharp points off of the ends. So the Vitrigraph glass is glass that I've actually ordered on Etsy, and they do have it in all sorts of colors. I want to say for about 4 ounces, it's $16, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to try to tell you quickly the different glass that I'm using in this project. So the teal glass is glass that I've broken up and tumbled in my tumbler. When you tumble glass, it breaks up in all sorts of ways. A lot of times there's little tiny pieces, and I pick up those pieces and put those in separate containers away from the larger pieces of glass to be used for different applications. The yellow glass is also tumbled glass, but this started out as clear glass that I actually sprayed with the Krylon stained glass spray paint, and I do have a video about the TAMIYA and the stained glass spray paints to paint glass with. They're very pretty. They are translucent. The purple glass is actually Ashland decorative filler from Michaels. It's the silver reflective glass that they have all the time that you can dye with the different spray paints or with alcohol inks. And then the glass that I'm putting at the very bottom of the project is actually glass from the Dollar Tree. Back in the very back section where they have floral stuff, they have bags of glass. And when I see it, a lot of times I'll pick it up, and it's just as good as any other glass, $1.25 for a pound of glass. Next, you'll see me making some not stems, some leaves for the flowers, and I'm just nipping away at one of the green stained glass stems, making little leaves. These aren't perfect, but I figured they all needed a couple leaves. And actually for the yellow flowers that I have the Vitrigraph stems, I'm actually just nipping away at the ends of the Vitrigraph glass, making little round circles, and I set those next to each of the Vitrigraph glass stems for leaves. Sounds silly, but I kind of feel like it looks better than nothing. I will have everything that I've used in this video linked under the description. Here I'm trying to do the butterflies, and I'm a little bit indecisive as to the colors I should use, so I mess around with that probably for about 15 minutes. The resin I'm using for this project is DICTION resin. This DICTION resin actually cures in 24 hours, and it says that you can demold it in 4, but after experimenting with it for a couple of weeks now, I feel like it's in your best interest to wait for 8 hours to demold it. It is just too sticky at 4 hours. So I did add a little bit of glitter to it, and I just put it in the bottom of the mold. So this is just the first layer of resin that I'm pouring here, and I am going to let this set for about 6 hours before I put 6 to 8 hours before I put the glass on it. And the reason I'm pouring a first layer instead of putting the glass on it right away is because I want it a little bit thicker. I want it more substantial, and if I was to put the glass down and then pour all that resin out, or even set it in at the thickness I want, the resin would totally be covering the glass. So this is why I'm doing it in 2 layers. I guess what I should say is it would be totally submerged under the resin, and a lot of the pieces of glass would start floating, and it would be difficult to keep everything in place. I did use 3 little blue beads to put in the center of the yellow flowers. So again, I mix up some more resin, and I do put some glitter in it again this time. I'm not really sure whether I like the glitter, whether I would have rather had it just clear. I'm kind of experimenting with it. I would like to know what you guys think. Should I have just left it clear? So anyway, here's the resin again, and I'm pouring it over most of the glass. I'm trying not to pour it over any of the yellow glass because the tumbled glass is translucent to begin with. And when you put resin over translucent glass, especially the lighter colors, it becomes more translucent and sometimes can almost disappear or be very difficult to see. It's in your best interest to cover it with a dust cover. This needs to sit on a flat level surface at temperatures between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. And I have been having trouble with leveling my table and making sure that my projects are level, so I've been putting it on a cookie sheet and then picking the whole project up after I'm done pouring the resin over it, and then I'm setting it on the floor, which I know is level. At least I hope my floor is level. So then next I went ahead and demolded it. I think I had it set overnight, I'm not sure. But like I said, it has to sit at least 8 hours. And so that's it with the glitter on. And I went ahead and I made another one without the glitter. And I'm not sure what I really like better. I almost think if there was just less glitter, like a quarter of the amount of glitter that I put in the first one. So here's the second one without any glitter. You guys tell me what you think. Which one do you like better? Hey everyone. So here are my two projects. This is without the glitter and this is with the glitter. And sometimes this glitter, it depends on which way you look at it. Now, I almost think it would have been nice if I just used less glitter on this one. Just a little sprinkle of glitter, because I feel like in these areas something is missing, and I should have probably put another flower there. And the great thing about this is you could, well, you got to be careful, but you could set this back in the mold and add some more to it, either with the UV resin or with regular resin. But if you do place this back in a mold to add more glass to it, the problem is you would risk the resin seeping underneath it, and that wouldn't look very good. So anyway, it is what it is. So I think they both are pretty. Which one do you like better? This one I used a little different glass on, but I wanted to show you, you know, I talked about this stand being on Amazon. It was actually $18.99, and I will put a link to it in the description. And the mold I talked about also. So the mold is listed as 9-inch diameter on Amazon, but it's really, the interior diameter is 8 inches, just like the stand is 8 inches. But you know, I put it in, I had picked up this stand. There's a store called the Christmas Tree Store, and they have these for like $1 up there. And look at this, looks pretty in that too, doesn't it? You know, it's a clear one. I think you'd have to have a clear one to put it on there, but you know, if you're trying to save money, that would be another great idea. Anything to save money, especially because resin can be so expensive. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel. Go ahead and sign up for the Facebook page and show us what you're making. Love to see what you're making. This way, I'm not the only one who sees it. Everybody can see it. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.